Valentine's Day, and do you know what that means? I am here to give you a brief and hopefully concise snippet of the sermon preached by Pastor Christopher Laja last week Sunday. We are officially in mid-November, and while to some 2020 has gone by like that, to others they can't wait for the year to be over because it has just been way too slow. With us all in the middle of pandemic and going into lockdown and coming out of lockdown and back into lockdown again, it definitely has been challenging. So the sermon preached by Pastor Chris was absolutely relevant in this time. It was titled, I in the Storm. The anchor text was taken from Acts chapter 27 from verse 1 to 11. It gives an account of how Paul and several other prisoners were being transported from Jerusalem to Rome and how they encountered several difficulties on the way. The wind was against them. They had very rough sailing, slow sailing. They lost a lot of time and they were shipwrecked at the end of the day. They lost their cargo, but to the glory of God, not one single life was lost. As I mentioned earlier, the last several months have been challenging in the list, and while some are recovering now, glory be to God, others are still all caught up in this pandemic storm. I suspect, unfortunately, that Paul's troubles actually did not start while they were sailing. In Acts chapter 21, all through to 27-28, he had been persecuted, arrested, ridiculed, all for preaching and witnessing Christ. Now, an important question that was dealt with during the sermon was what kept Paul going? Why didn't he stop and say, you know what, God, what you have tasked me with, I have done it, I have tried, people don't want to listen to you, so I give up. What kept him going? Think about that for a moment. Well, the answer is in the key word prisoner. See, let me draw your attention to Ephesians chapter 3 verse 1. It says, for this cause, I, Paul, the prisoner of Jesus Christ for you Gentiles. Although he was being transferred by the Marine and, he was essentially to everybody else, prisoner of the state, he knew in himself that he was a different kind of prisoner. He wasn't a prisoner of the society or Julius or the religious leaders or the religious council. No, he considered himself a prisoner of Jesus Christ, and not in a bad way. In the sense that he was being tried and being persecuted and being imprisoned for who he was and for who he believed in. The key question again I would like you to answer is, how do you consider yourself? Who do you see yourself as? Because Zig Ziglar said, you cannot perform in a manner that is inconsistent with the way you see yourself. So essentially, how you see yourself will determine how you continuously and consistently act. Your identity is a spectacle that frames how you see things and also how you experience life. If you see yourself as a victim, then you would have the victim mindset and mentality. But if you see yourself as a child of God and as a winner and as someone who is victorious, that is the mentality you would have. Friends, I appreciate that we have all gone through difficult times, particularly in this year. And so do you believe that those experiences and those difficulties are who you identify as? Well, I'm here to tell you that your past does not define you. Paul didn't relent. He knew what God had called him into. And so he strived harder, irrespective of the storm, irrespective of the trial, irrespective of being arrested, beaten, mocked, persecuted. He kept going. So I'm saying to you today, keep going. Don't stop. You might be in the middle of the storm. You are rowing hard. The wind is against you. Everything seems not to be working. You've thrown all your cargo off the ship just to stand strong and so that you don't get blown away. Well, keep standing strong. Yes, there are certain ways that you and I have been conditioned by this society and the world around us to react and respond to difficulties and trials that the world and the life throws at us. But our perception of who we are contributes largely to how we experience life as a whole. I have always liked to humanize the scriptures, so to believe that the people in the Bible were actually humans who had emotions and who had feelings. And so I'm like, did it ever cross Paul's mind to be like, I've done what God has called me to do. I have preached the gospel. I have been persecuted for it. I have been almost killed for it. I have been beaten for it. At some point, did he ever think, now I can rest and not go through this anymore? After all, he was only human. If you are human as well and you have that thought, well, in Acts chapter 27 verse 33, Paul boldly said to God was whom he belonged. Can you say that for yourself? That yes, trials come, temptations come. Oh, I'm in the middle of a storm right now, but to God I belong. That's it from me today, folks. I pray in the name of Jesus that if you're going through any storms, or you have gone through storms that have left you shipwrecked and without any cargo, I pray in the name of Jesus that the Almighty God will restore you, even beyond what you can ask or think. And don't forget, you can watch the full sermon on our YouTube channel. Like, share it, subscribe, because you are sharing God's word. God bless you and have a fantastic rest of the week. Goodbye.